Jupiter transiting to Cancer very soon. The dates differ from person to person. Today's session is all about it. William sir has kindly, please, I'll request everyone to come on camera. There are only 2 people on camera, 3 people, isn't that good? So, sir will be taking Jupiter transit by Bhrigu progression, Bhrigu Paraya, normal Parashari, and there's a lot to unfold. Let's begin, sir. The floor is all yours.
Thank you. Just a minute. Okay, we go to prayers. Hari Om Gananaham Ganapatikum Havamahe Kavim Kavinavanusravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrangam Sadanam Prino Devi Saraswati Vajever Pajinuvavi Dinama Vitvayavadu Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswati Namaha Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Tatsavita Parekhinanda Bhadevasya Giridev Shuryathanatikaya Soma Nirvai Badacha Gurushu Prasanidascha Devi Vrishavat Pajavidmehe Grimyasthai Dimetarna Guru Prachodhyat. This mantra which I chanted Gananamtra, actually it is a Brahaspati mantra, Pachaspati, Brahmanaspati mantra, which in the Vedas, Rig Veda. Later, because it was actually meaning also about Ganapati, they have changed it to Ganapati. So this prayer is to Brahaspati and Ganapati at the same time. In fact, the Rig Veda, it is not for Ganapati. It is for, actually, it is for Brahaspati. Okay, we'll just get into some introduction about, let's feel what is Jupiter Guru, because this is a very special transit, because Jupiter is going into his exaltation set. So it's not like any other transit. The world is completely, totally different. Let's see it from different angles. But before that, just a little more get into what's the usual Vyasa sloka, no? Devanam Rishinam Gurum Kanchana Sannigam Buddhi Budhanam through Trilokesham Tam Namami Brahaspati. More plus. Okay, we will move into that thing. So I think Brahaspati, you all need to know a lot of Brahaspati. There was a time when Brahaspati was even bigger than Indra. There is Adidevata of actually Brahaspati is supposed to be Indra surrounded by the Maruts. In fact, Adidevata is all Pratyadidevata. Adidevata is supposed to be Prajapati of Brahma. So it's equated with Brahma. The later gods are all different, but those days it was supposed to be Brahaspati, which is supposed to be equated with Prajapati, the creator. So Braha to grow, Pati is the lot. One who grows, expands, which is very much related to Prajapati. So he's one of the oldest Veda, the sacred word, the format. Many things are about the mantra, the word, power of the word, Brahmanaspati or Vachaspati. He is the Deva Guru, Vachaspati, Jiva, Dishana, Angirasa, Suracharya. This is the Brahmin planet. Brahmin means you must not consider it's a particular caste. One who is focusing, thinking about always God is a Brahmin. Okay, the Karaga of Brahaspati. Just warm up before we go into it. Is the Guru, Jiva, I think all of you know, Sattva, Brahmana, Akasha, Kapamedas, is Madhura, Sweet, Jnana, Buddhimeda, Dharma, Bhagya, Shraddha, Dhaya, Shama, Vinaya, Gambira, is Bhakti, Satya, Dana, Tyaga, Tapas, Vriddhi, Yashas, Moksha. Okay, he deals with knowledge and sciences, Veda, Vedanta, Shastra, Jyotisha, Vyakarana, Nyaya, Mimamsa, Darshana, Dharma Shastra, Nidhi, law, Mantra Shastra, Brahma Vidya. Okay, when it comes to people and Karaga, he is Putra, Pati, Guru Acharya, Brahmana Pandita, Mantri. He is the judge, Prohita. He is for the treasurer, the sadhu. And I think in the horoscope, you all know, he is the 2nd house, 11th house, 5th house, 9th house. So everything about auspiciousness in the chart, it is the first planet, it is Jupiter. Anytime you look at the horoscope, whatever is strong, if Jupiter is weak, there is usually a saying which says Lagna, Moon, Jupiter. These three are strong, that is enough. Whatever is weak or reflected does not matter. The Lagna must not be weak, Moon must not be weak, Jupiter must not be weak. So these are the pillars of horoscope. And Jupiter, very interesting transit this time. I'll tell you how it is unfolding. The transit of Jupiter is just not going to Cancer. There's a very interesting pattern. It is like a choreography. The whole transit is like a choreography. Let's go about and see how it goes. Okay, then the body anga. No, it is made as Yakrit liver. He rules the Uru thighs, Kapadatu, Utpinyana. Substance is Swarna, Pushparaga, Pitavastra, Annadhanya, Ratamadhu, Haridra, Kumkuma, Pushtaka books, Devalaya temples. He rules the northeast, Ishana, Devalaya, Vidyalaya, Nyayalaya, Kirta, Mahasubhuru. He's the temple, he's the god, he's the most auspicious, he's wealth, he's prosperity. Everything which is benevolent, goodness, auspicious, Shubha, all these good words, everything, it's first most beneficial, not the planet itself. Anything which is beneficial, it is Jupiter. So I think the technical profile, you'll know where he gets exalted in the 5th degree of Karka, Muladhana, Dhanus, and he rules spices and all that aspects. Okay, there are some stories of, I don't want to go too much into it. There is a story of the cow and where the cow and the light got lost, and the mantra of Brahaspati opened it up, and where the Indra's weapon, Vajra, it is actually with the mantra of Brahaspati. Without the mantra of Brahaspati, the Vajrasana does not work. So there are a lot of Rigveda stotra explaining the light, the morning, the cow by itself, everything is related to the word Vachaspati of Brahaspati. Okay, there is one. Okay, Lord, I don't want to go too much into the stories. I've written, you all can go. Let me see something important, I will say. Okay, I think his father, you all know, it is Angirasas. Okay, his mind, who's the mind-born son of Brahma, to whom Brihaspati is born. He's one of the Saptarishis. There is another, some other story which says how he's born also. Okay, his mother is supposed to be Shraddha or Shrupa. I think you all know what does it mean of Shraddha, devotion. So two different words. His father is very clear, but his mother, different things, Shraddha and Swarupa. His brother, there is two brothers, Utatya and some Varta. If you go. Okay, if you go on the 7 radiances, you should not take it literally like this. From his consort Shubha came 7 daughters, Bhanumati, Avishmati, Mahishmati, Mahamati, Archishmati, Sinivali, and Rakha. So you can see Jupiter, the Putra Karaka, has mainly too many of female children than male children. 7 female children. Actually, this is R is radiance. Then by his wife Tara came his son Kacha. Kacha is very famous for going and learning Mrita Sanjeevani Mantra, which brings back life from Darak Shukracharya. He died 3 times to learn this particular. There is a story which is there. There's another two misunderstood stories of Brihaspati. One is what I say is his wife running away with Moon. And there is another, what I say, Jupiter impregnating his own brother's wife, Mamta. I don't know if somebody wants some details, I will tell. It's a very important myth. Do not take the literal meaning of both these stories. Bharadwaj comes from the impregnated, what is it, brother's wife. It comes supposed to be. You're not supposed to take the superficial meaning, but astrologically, it has very deep significance. When it comes, I'll explain to you. If anybody wants me to tell in detail, I'll tell you about the. In fact, I've given a very detailed explanation. Maybe I'll continue. Okay, I think the Tara and the Moon's theft, you all know. Tara running away with Moon. I think all of you all know the story. Kacha. Kacha is what is it? Brihaspati's son. He goes and learns Mrita Sanjini Mantra from Shukra. There is another very important episode of where what is it? Brihaspati moves away. He's angry with Indra and he moves away, and Indra loses the war. So they're all very, very important aspects. If Guru is not there, what happens? Okay, so these myths are very important in predictions. The word Rita, Rigveda is supposed his bow, the bow of Brihaspati is supposed to be Rida. Rida is actually literally translated as rhythm. the rhythm of the universe, no? Rhythm and Satya are the two things which govern the universe. So one of his bow is the Rita, which is the Dharma. Then there is a story of how he freed the Brahmins, the cows. I think I'm not going into too much of this. I've written and much in detail. Okay, let's see. Anything is very important. The two gurus are Brihaspati and Shukra. In fact, Shukra is an Acharya, Brihaspati is the actual guru. Okay, and Tara, we know, Kacha Sanjeevani. Okay, I think we covered all this. Okay, in fact, Brihaspati, one more interesting aspect of Brihaspati, he's also the founder of the materialist Charavaka. There is different philosophies. One of them is the Charavaka philosophy. Brihaspati is the founder. His chariot is the golden four-armed, 8 horses, which actually replicate the 12 signs he moves. Adidevata of Pushya is Brihaspati. So, anybody knows the other name for Pushya? Pushya is another Vedic name. It is Tishya.
Pushan. Okay.
Tishya, Tishya. Tishya. The Vedic name is Tishya. So what I say is actual the Saturn is not the lord of Pushya. Brihaspati is the lord of Pushya. In fact, Pushya is the most nourishing, nurturing nakshatra in the whole 27 nakshatras. I've seen people with Shukra in Pushya love to eat sweets and love food, especially sweets. I've seen them like paneer stuffs, milk stuffs. It's supposed to be. It is supposed to be the ardor of the universe, or the breast of the universe, the most nourishing aspect. And naturally, Brihaspati will get exalted in Pushya. There is a meaning why exactly in 5th degree of Pushya. This 5th degree of Pushya will fall in Cancer and Leo. Together it will fall. Okay. This is part of the transit. We move after the introduction of Jupiter, we will move into Jupiter. This is from one particular Sanskrit classic, which says when Jupiter was in different signs, what happened? Very broad brace, just to get a feel of it. When Rama was in, Jupiter was over Rama is Janma, moon sign. Rama went to the forest. Janma Guru, Rama went to the forest. Is there. When Jupiter was in the 3rd house, Bali was overthrown. Okay, there is also, it says even Bali died at that time. 5th house, actually, Dasharatha, when it is exalted, he had to, there was a death in the war. No, sorry, he was agony of separating from his son. Son left him. 8th house, Jupiter was in the 8th house, Ravana dies. 9th house, Vishwamitra, especially it was in the same Cancer. He was seduced by Menaka, so he fell. 10th house, Duryodhana met death at the hands. There is one famous sloka which we even says, 10th house Jupiter, Shiva went begging. The head of Brahma, no? He had to go when it was Jupiter was in the 10th house. 12th house, the Pandavas, they got defeated in the game of chess. This is a particular Sanskrit sloka which I've given there also. Okay. Okay, let's move into. Okay. Some famous personalities with Jupiter exalted. So you have Rama. Naturally, not Rama. Any god's chart, I have seen many, even Ravana, most of the god's chart, definitely 1 3 4 exaltation will be there, and definitely Jupiter will be one planet which is exalted. So Rama, everybody knows it. He has it. Some says it is in Lagna, some says he's similar Lagna, so it's Lagna or 12th house. Dasharatha has it in the 5th house. He is Pisces Lagna. Vishwamitra is Scorpio Lagna. 9th house, it is exalted. He rose from being a Kshatriya to a Brahma Rishi. Amitabh Bachchan, I think all of you know, he has it in the 6th house. K.N. Rao has it in the 10th house. Other people, I don't know the time. Some personalities which took K.N. Rao, J.P. Morgan, Jimi Hendrix is in cinema. Jimi Hendrix in music, Martin is in film, Mike Jagger is in music, Robert De Niro's film, Kamal Hassan is cinema. I think he's 10th house for him. Jennifer Lawrence in film, and Ed Sheeran is in music. So all these very famous people who have Jupiter. My very close friend, what is it? He's Mithunal. First time I met him 30 years back, I was fascinated by his Jupiter in the second house. He's a Vedic Pandit. That very big Vedic Pandit. So I was fascinated by his Varbhotma Jupiter in the second house. His knowledge of Vedas and mantra chanting and the diction. So this is, I know many people, very special people with Jupiter and the second house, especially Jupiter in Punarvasu rather than Aslesha, or even rather than Punarvasu also. Okay. Okay, let's move into the exaltation, other aspects. I think this we all know, the exaltations and debilitation, the houses, and aspects, what are the karakattvas. The Devata. Everybody be mute, okay? Just keep it mute.
Please,
when
everybody be on mute.
Okay. The Devata scheme is. Okay, Devatas scheme, Graha is Brahaspati, Avade Devatas Indra, Pratyadi Devata is Brahma. There is another also which says it is Indra and Maruts together is also the controller of, there is two schools which says, so it is either Indra, Brahma and Indra Maruta. So it's again Indra. Indra is very related to Brahaspati. There is a Rig Veda which says Brahaspati is higher than Indra, or both of them are together. The power of Indra is with the strength, the power of the word of Brahaspati. There is even a story which goes on to say, when Brahaspati left, Indra lost. So without Brahaspati, there is no Indra, who is the ruler. So you know in the horoscope, when Indra represents Sun. So when it is Jupiter and Sun together, the most powerful, strength in the horoscope happens. Okay. Why Jupiter gets exalted in Karka? Anybody can tell the reason? The Akash Tattva. Okay, he's Akash. Jupiter is Akash Tattva. So Akash Tattva in the natural fourth of the zodiac, which is the mother, the home, the comfort zone, the heart of the zodiac. It's also the most nourishing sign of the zodiac, where you're comfortable with yourself, that you're happy with yourself. It's the normal, general happiness, being with yourself, the inner content, and that is the fourth house. There, Jupiter gets exalted, finds his best in that particular house, especially in the starting 5 degrees of Cancer. He is at his best. Okay, and for some reason, if you know, it is natural Gajageshri. More need not be there. Jupiter in Cancer by itself is a natural Gajageshri. And this is the story which a lot of things are there in this. Not that he's very comfortable here, because according to the myth, his wife ran away with Moon. So there is a lot of stories to it. Let's see how much I can. I don't want to go into the myth unless it is very necessary. Let's see. Okay. Okay. This week, dry. Okay. Akash, wisdom. Let's see. Okay, this is actually, Karka is just not an ordinary sea. This is the Shira Sagara. This is where Amrita was churned. So this is the exact place where Amrita was churned. You can see Aslesha sitting there, the snake. And where the Amrita came is in the Pushya. Pushya, that is the place 5 degrees which had come. So this is a place where Jupiter is coming back. Okay, there are 3 nakshatras, Punarvasu, Pushya, and Aslesha. We'll see what it goes. Okay, this is according to certain, there are, depending on Ainamsa, the time of Jupiter transit changes. So if you take Chitrapaksha, Ainamsa, it is supposed to 2nd to 25 a.m. It is supposed to be. Some take it 2 hours before. So either there are 2 sources which says it is Meena Lagna or it is Karka Lagna. So this is the planetary position on the day. So it is very, very important for calculating Murti Nirnaya. So even for personal horoscopes, the day Jupiter moves is very important. The day is Monday. What is that? And you can see the moment Jupiter enters, a very beautiful thing, it is in Parivartana. Moon is sitting in its Jupiter sign and Jupiter is sitting in Moon sign. And immediately there's a Parivartana. This is a very beautiful Parivartana, you can see. And the beauty of the whole combination, you can see what is going to happen is Jupiter enters exaltation. It's on a Monday. It's a Mula Nakshatra. Okay, it's a Monday. So there are a lot of moon effects. See the effect. It's Jupiter is entering moon sign when Jupiter and when in a Monday, and moon is sitting in Jupiter sign. Just if you look at how the transit is going to happen is in this transit, Jupiter is not completely in Kataka. Ketu sitting the next day. For some reason, Jupiter rushes to go and meet Ketu. Very, very fast it goes. I think by the end of December, he goes and touches, meets, bees with Ketu. For 2-3 months before Ketu. But by the time Ketu moves away from Jupiter and goes to Kataka. And then again, Jupiter goes back and meets Ketu again. Twice he meets Ketu in 2 different signs, which is a very, very rare aspect. Jupiter meeting Ketu within a span of 6 months, he meets Ketu in 2 different signs. He meets Ketu in Leo, he meets Ketu in Kataka also. This is very, very important. And then, okay, what is this Adichara mean? What is exactly Adichara? See, you must understand Adichara is naturally acceleration, velocity, momentum, increase of his natural speed. Jupiter is Dhanakaraka. It is for finance, benevolence, everything. And suddenly he goes very, very fast. If you can see that the earlier Adichara, it was in 2019 when the Corona time. Jupiter was Neecha. From Neecha, he was conjoined with Saturn. He went into an Aquarius. So it was an Adichara conjoined with Saturn from Neecha to the next side. But here it is in Ucha. From Ucha, he goes Adichara, meets Ketu, comes back, and again Ketu comes back and meets. And all the time, Saturn is in trine. So Jupiter is completely aspecting Saturn. Saturn is in Jupiter and Saturn are in mutual connection. So Saturn, Ketu, so Jupiter, exalted Jupiter, Ketu, Saturn. This is a story. Okay, I will just put on every second, every month when Jupiter changes, what happens. I'm just putting you the next combination. Okay, next 1 second. Immediately, it looks very auspicious because immediately Mercury and Venus comes in joins. Anybody born during this time is fantastic because it is exalted Jupiter with Shukra and Mercury. It's a fantastic combination. This is very, very nice combination. So June month, it is very nice. All 3 benefics in one particular sign. Next sign, Sun comes and joins. So Sun, this is for kingly aspects. It is very good. There is a short period where when Jupiter will also get combust. So Jupiter getting combust, there is a story. So, but still this combination is very good, but as long as when Sun is not very, very close to it. So this happens in August. One thing I forgot to mention, when Jupiter is entering, it is entering during an Adhika Mas. It's entering during an Adhika Mas, entering in Mula Nakshatra, Monday. Immediately there is a Parivartana. So what do you infer from that, from the Parivartana? Okay, this is in September. He's alone in September. But then, what is in October, he joins with Mars. So this is another story there, which has happened. He's not just with Ketu and Saturn. Most of the time, he's also with Mars. He's there with Mars in Leo, and he is with Mars again. Mars is going to be with Jupiter continuously. For more than 6 months, I think both of them are going together. Jupiter goes, he follows Jupiter, and then he comes back to Cancer, and Mars again follows him back. So I don't know what is happening. Jupiter coming in, meeting Ketu in 2 signs, and again Jupiter and Mars in 3 signs actually. Jupiter, Mars, again in Leo, Jupiter, Mars, again Jupiter goes back, and Jupiter and Mars together. What is this? It is a Guru Mangala Yoga. There is a very powerful Guru Mangala Yoga, but what does it state? You just see, you cannot just look at Jupiter transiting to Leo and give a prediction for individual or for the world. All you must understand the pattern, the story, the choreography, the dance of what is happening. And then only if you understand it thoroughly, Jupiter is going to have Saturn and trine to it. The 9th house from Jupiter, always Saturn is checking Jupiter from there. And it is its own side. So you must understand what is the meaning. And what is this Jupiter about? Jupiter being exalted and meeting with Ketu, what does it mean? So we'll have a discussion and based on this. See this next month, Jupiter goes and touches Ketu. Jupiter Ketu conjunct there for this month. And Mars goes back. Mars goes back to its own hole. So now we look at this. Mars comes back. Mars, Jupiter, Ketu are together in the month of December. And then we go to January. It is only Mars and Jupiter. January, Ketu goes back. Ketu transits to Jupiter's house, and Mars and Jupiter are alone are sitting there. Next, you see Jupiter goes back. Jupiter goes back and meets Ketu. And then, okay, this stays there till March. But in April, Mars, Jupiter, Ketu again. What is this combination? Again, the same combination. These people with this Mars, Jupiter, and Ketu do not want to leave the Guru. What is happening? Who's learning from what? So this course, okay, Mars goes back. Jupiter and Ketu are there in May. This continues, and on 27th June, Mars finally Jupiter moves to Leo. So you must understand this is the natural Kala Purusha 4th house. So Jupiter is in the 4th and 5th of the Kala Purusha. Then if you take Parabhava Varsha, New Year, it started with Pisces Lagna. So Jupiter is moving. So for the whole world, this particular year, New Year started in Pisces Lagna. So Jupiter is moving to the 5th and 6th. So two aspects. So the 5th, there is growth. And 6th, there are a lot of challenges, especially when Jupiter goes to the 6th house with Mars and Ketu. Those periods, for the world, it can be a mixed phase. And especially it is involving the signs Cancer and Leo, royal signs. Leo, it is the government as such. So there's something related to government, everything when Mars, Jupiter, Ketu joins at those periods, we must know. But then there is going to be a lot of aspects being in. Okay, now let me say, looking at this combination, what do you all think? What is the most interesting aspect? Why is Jupiter being meeting Ketu? What is this whole thing about? Jupiter being exalted, Jupiter being in Adichara, meeting Ketu twice and meeting Mars thrice or 4 times, and always having Saturn and trine to it. So you must keep this in mind and then understand the transit. We'll come for a personal horoscope. We will see the different aspects, but before that, we must understand the pattern how Jupiter is going to move. It's not just sitting in one house. It's a very special transit when Jupiter is behaving like say. Jupiter is in a hurry. Hurry for what? Hurry to do what? Hurry to give what? What is it hurrying to do? For the world. Okay, let's understand for the world, and then we will see for the individual horoscope also what it means. Imagine somebody being born with exalted Jupiter and Ketu. What does it mean? It's a Ganapati Yoga. Jupiter and Ketu is Ganapati Yoga. I've seen many people having Jupiter, Ketu together pray to Ganapati a lot, and especially with exalted Jupiter, it is fantastic. So anybody who can tell me what is this? What does it mean? What is this complete Jupiter year? 1 year it is about. What is the meeting with Jupiter with Ketu, Mars, and Saturn? What does this? What is an unsaid story?
Spirituality, sir, I feel.
Yes, definitely, right. What, just simple spirituality, what else it is? It is there. The whole world is moving to a very high state of spirituality.
No.
So people will go more towards the village, the primitive lifestyles, and AI will start to go down as Rahu comes out of Aquarius.
No, you must see 2 things you understand. Saturn is sitting in Pisces. So what is the meaning of Saturn and Pisces? 12th house is the end, the dissolution, the closures, completion. Saturn is karma. So the karma graha is sitting in the last sign, and Jupiter sitting in the most nourishing sign. So you must blend it together. And very shortly, Rahu will also come to Makara, the karmic sign. Rahu will be sitting in the sign of karma. Saturn will be sitting in the sign of many closures, many endings of many karmas, professions, everything. Why AI is taking over many professions is because Saturn is in Pisces. As long as Saturn is Pisces, many people's professions will be going. People who do not have a strong horoscope, many professions will close down. Now, somewhere between this phase, everywhere, wherever Jupiter enters into a particular zodiac, it energizes, strengthens, it blesses, the whole particular sign of it becomes rejuvenated completely. In Mithuna, it was about communication, connection, communication. Here now it moves to Cancer's exaltation side. So normally over the years, whenever I've seen Jupiter in exaltation, people become very connected to their home. Many world, I've seen revolutions happening related to home. The rights for the home, for the kingdom, for the place, and all those kind of, I've seen riots and many things happening when Jupiter is there. People wanting rights, their own personal rights, no? Those aspects I've always seen when Jupiter is, Kataka is Janata. It's the the psychology of the people. So what is it? So infer, I don't want to trust my ideas onto you all and say, this is what it is. I'm just giving you the aspects so you all infer from it. I think my personal thing, this is a very big spiritual renaissance happening. Something is coming to an end. Saturn on the 12th is coming to an end, and Jupiter is somewhere very fast, very, very quickly is trying to mend things. I don't know why he goes and meets Ketu in Leo. Leo is the royal sign. It's the government in charge. So Ketu sitting down there, how many people died, the spiritual heads which fell, it's all because of Ketu and Leo. Now Jupiter comes and meets there. What is it trying to correct? Ketu is not just spiritual, it is also closure, completion. It is moksha, freedom. So from the Leo freedom, he comes back to both of them meet in Cancer. So, anybody wants to say something about for this particular aspect?
So could it be that people's perspective about Sanatan Dharma or something, there could be some change in the thinking of people?
Yes, definitely.
Because people nowadays are very selfish and self-centered. Maybe their point of view towards our culture or rituals or whatever, that would change.
That's very important.
Yeah.
Everywhere, every place Jupiter is, you will see world something very happening. When Jupiter, I remember when Jupiter was in Libra, there were 2-3 major verdicts regarding women. When Jupiter was in Libra. I can remember each time when Jupiter is in a particular sign, a very, very important verdict happens in the world. Not verdict, or some renaissance, change, consciousness, everything changes. Now it is about just not Jupiter being exalted. So it mingles with a lot with Mars and Ketu. So what is the meaning of Mars meeting Jupiter? It's not Jupiter meeting Ketu, it's also Mars over there. So what do you think Mars meeting there?
They'll take more actions, like people who are quieter now. They'll take more, they'll become more aggressive regarding.
See, two kinds of things. Jupiter meets Mars in Cancer, and Jupiter also meets Mars in Leo. And again, it meets once more. I think 4 times it meets. First, Jupiter both together, again back in Leo, then coming again back, they meet. So there is a special aspect of this with Jupiter with Ketu and Jupiter with Mars. So this you must keep in mind before we even go into our personal chart, how to look at the personal chart. For this, you must understand the pattern is getting exalted. So it is going to rejuvenate Cancer and Leo. Okay.
So
anything anybody wants to
Mars will be like debilitated in Cancer. So maybe the aggression that people would do, that could be controlled by Jupiter, maybe. Is what I think.
But what happens when Mars, Ketu, and Jupiter are in Leo? What does it mean?
I don't know.
Government can get involved.
See, remember it is Parabhava started with Pisces Lagna. So Lagna Lord Jupiter is going to be in the 6th house. Is going to be in the 6th house with Mars and Ketu. I think for a few months it is going to be.
That's in
with
5
Ketu
signs,
going to be for 3-4 months.
So
that's 2-3 months could be quite challenging. It's just not 5 signs. It's just not 5 signs. It is Leo, the ruling sign, the command, the leader, the boss, the king.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there is something related to government
Will they,
and especially
any new leader will be emerged, sir? Any new leader or new spirit?
something that's the energy which is going to change. See, it's very
Yes,
important. Where the karma is going to change is where Saturn is, and where the dharma is going to be strengthened is where Jupiter is. The relationship between Jupiter and Saturn is very important. Jupiter and Saturn must not go in 6, 8, 12 from each other. Here they are in trine. It's very important. They are in trine. When they are in 6, 8, 12, karma and dharma are not in connection. So this you must keep in mind before we go and predict anything for our personal things. So this is the transit timeline. 2nd June to 25 AM, combustion 14 July, 12th August. There is a combustion. Adichara 31st October. Stambhana 13th December. There is a nodal shift, Rahu Ketu, 5th and 6th Rahu Ketu moves. Then re-entry 25th January, it comes back, re-entry retro. Stambhana direct Vikala Sama on 12th December 2027. And prior, there are prior exaltation was in 2013, 14, 2001. We also saw many other leaders being born. Okay, so this is usually Jupiter is one circle is 11.86 years if you calculate that. Okay, there's some logic I have done here. Okay, I think I've spoken about all this, the whole thing. I just not spoken. What is the meaning of Adichari? What is the combustion? What is it moving through? I just spoke about all that. Okay, there are different speeds which I just told you. There are 8 kind of speeds, and Jupiter is going to go into all these speeds in this particular transit. It is Vakra, Anuvakra, Vikala, Mandatra, Samachara, Adichara. I've just told you the days. Initially, all this is Jupiter is going to go into all these 8 motions during this. In fact, if you take during a Samvatsara, Jupiter first time is going to go into 4 transits. He moved into Mithuna. From Mithuna, he moves into Kadaka. From Kadaka, he moves into Leo. And from Leo, he comes back to Kadaka. So it's about 4 signs. It's a very, very rare phenomenon. He's charging Vrishava, Mithuna, Kadaka, Sema, all within one Samvatsara. Okay, so this is another very, very important. Karka is the Queen's house. The masses, the public mood, the motherland, its roads, land, housing, real estate, agriculture, liquidity, cash, credit, mother, home, comfort is going to be exalted in this particular sign. In Simha, the king's house, the king, government, authority, children, the next generation, speculation, markets, creativity, sports, fame, intelligence, high learning is all about Leo. So he is going to be there, not alone, with Ketu and Mars. So the momentum runs me for these 2 things. Somewhere these are going to get highly accelerated. It's just not accelerated. There's going to be retrogression. Okay. So all these, he's touching a very short 2 particular signs. He's going to charge at the same time the ruling signs, the Queen and King's house, something related to top leadership, governance, control, management. I think all this becomes very important. The heart of the 4th and 5th are very much the emotional heart and the spiritual heart. Jupiter is touching both of them within 6 months. And then very, very important, all of you all know, when Jupiter enters into Karka, it is the Yamuna Pushkara. The 2nd to 13, it's the Yamuna Pushkara. Once in 12. Each sign Jupiter enters, there is a one particular river becomes very, very holy. You know, Yamuna is Surya's daughter who passed away. Yama's sister. So what is it? Taking a bath in Yamuna is supposed to be extremely very. Each sign Jupiter enters, that way, the first 12 days, a particular river becomes very, very charged, very special. So this time it is the Yamuna Pushkaram and Jupiter's in Karka. So I imagine Jupiter and Karka is very special. So the energy of Jupiter is very special when in Yamuna. So people can go have the bath. Okay, this I just mentioned this. I'm mentioning this again. Last time, Jupiter in Neecha, it moved away from Neecha into Adichara. Now he's moving away from Mucha to Leo. He moved away from earth to air. Here he's moving from water to fire. He's moving. Imagine there is a Gandanda phase also. The 29 degrees, he'll be moving there. So that particular phase also, he will be there. So what is this Adichara mean? So very, very interesting. Because we just now witnessed an Adichara 5-6 years back, the Corona phase. Okay, that was not because of the Adichara, it is also because of the eclipse, 5-6 planets eclipse followed by an Adichara. So it continued for 2-3 years. This is something, I don't think so. This is an ordinary phase. I think we are, it's setting up the movement and motion of the whole universe into a much faster, better, in some way faster, some negativity will be there, and a lot government heads changing leadership. I think many things in the financial scale, many things financially, many things are going to happen. Because Jupiter will be in Stambhana, it will be in 29 degrees, in 0 degrees, it will meet Ketu, it will meet Mars, all kind of stages he's going to be combust. He almost, I think except Saturn, he meets everybody. Jupiter meets everybody in this one. Okay, this I've told you. Jupiter enters Cancer. Okay, when Moon is in Libra and there is a Parivartana. So what does it mean? Wisdom wedges the mind at the root, the foundation path. Okay, Saturn is in, if you can take the everything is something related to what is the meaning of on the day when Jupiter transits, there is a Parivartana. Okay, this we spoke about. I've just given the whole thing, why what it means for the world, wisdom ripening into renunciation. What does it actually mean? I think this is a very ripening period for wisdom, renunciation. Consciously, I think the consciousness, because I think the theme, it's very important, the day Jupiter, the hint of a transit, it depends on what is the day and what nakshatra, which sign Moon is and which nakshatra will be a sample or hint to understand how this transit is going to be. So Jupiter, Moon is in Sagittarius on a Monday and sitting in Mula nakshatra. So if you know what is Mula? Mula is supposed to be the uprooting of everything. It's not Ketu's nakshatra. It is about uprooting of the old and new order forming. So Moon being in Sagittarius and Jupiter entering on a Monday, I think it is the emotional consciousness. Major changes are going to be uprooting of the old and a new order being formed. That I'll put it as that because Moon is in Mula when Jupiter is transit, and is it on a Monday. So naturally, it is going to be something to do with the emotional aspect of the world as such. Okay, Jupiter enters Karka, Moon, and so the pot is set on fire. The auction begins. July, the same thing which I told you. Venus, Mercury joined in Cancer. Devotion, beauty, intellect, gather on wisdom. On Sun enters Jupiter. The soul steps into wisdom, turns inward. On October, debilitated Mars joins in Cancer. Guru Mangala, fallen force meets wisdom, conflict churned and tempered. November, Jupiter rushes, Adichara and Regio meets Ketu and Saturn. The trine breaks, wisdom and renunciation on the throne, but ungrounded. December, Mars joins Jupiter, Ketu, Mars in Leo, Angharaka Ketu. The poison rises, upheaval among the mighty, brittle thorns break. January 2027, Ketu moves to Cancer, Jupiter, Mars in Leo, Jupiter turns retro. Wisdom stands in the fire and turns back towards the arm. February 2027, Jupiter retrograde into Cancer, exalted meets Ketu again, Saturn trine restored. Wisdom and renunciation reunited in the heart, nectar rises. April, debilitated retrograde Mars joins Ketu in Cancer. The last of the poison, a deep inward purge of the collective heart. May, June, okay, it continues. Jupiter and Ketu alone, the churning ends, the nectar is drawn. See the Shira Sagara, which is supposed to be Cancer. You have not Jupiter, you have also Ketu, Mars joining the whole scheme. Okay, so what it means for the whole world. So I think the foundation you have to pick is the day is Mula. So because of the Mula foundation is going to be questioned, many things is going to be dissolved. There is a Parivartana at the start of, and the Parivartana involves Jupiter's sign itself. So there's going to be a major change in this transit. Mula, Parivartana, Cancer and Sagittarius, I think a lot of changes is going to happen. Powerful changes for the positive. It is a Monday, it moves. And I told you, Adhika Vaishaka, it is Adhika Vaishaka, the transit is not happening during a Shuddha Mass, it's happening during a Adhika Mass. Okay, this I already told you, the Parabhava and the Meena Lagna. So you have to keep in mind for the world as such, the Meena Lagna and Jupiter is moving to the 5th and 6th. What does it mean? So it's Lagnesh exalted, Lagna and 10th Lord exalted in the 5th half of the year, and on 3-4 months he's going to be in the 6th house. So those 4 months when he meets Ketu and Mars can be challenging. And especially it's related to leadership. Okay, this is the 31st October. This I told you, the shadow, the light, all this particular thing is going to happen when Jupiter meets, goes to the 6th, it conjoins Ketu and Mars. What is this? The king sign at war. The world can go into a very tough phase during this period. Depending on each one's sign, country sign, this will change. The Guru Ketu axis. So look at the aspects. It's the Guru Ketu yoga. So especially in Aslesha, it is happening. So what does it mean? So this can mean many things, many displacement, assault on faith, religion, gurus, universities, displacement, all this can happen. It's also spiritualism and also some problems and dangers for spiritualism. Both will be felt because Jupiter, Ketu, so religion can face a lot of, and it will come out victorious. So as far as spiritual, Sanadana, spiritualism can go to a tough phase during this particular Jupiter transit. Okay, if we look at the previous year, historical, past Cancer windows, if you look at most of the things, it's related to home. There was a Gulf War reunification, 1991 reunification, 1970 Iranian Revolution. Everything became related to border. It is about border at home, something related to the safety of the people. Most of the last 4 or 5 transits is what I looked at that. There was something very important at home happening, some big revolution happening at home. This is what the pattern which I kept on seeing, rather than there are other booms also, but I've seen many times at home there is a being moved off. Okay, let's come to the personal chart. Okay, we have too much of 1 hour about introduction about Jupiter and the mundane effect. Let's go into the personal chart. So mostly you look into every other TV and video, and everybody will give you something from the Lagna or from the moon. So naturally, the usual traditional is when Jupiter goes into the 2nd house, 5th house, 7th house, 9th house, 11th house from the Janma moon, from the birth moon, Jupiter is very good. It's called Guru Bala. He gives you marriage, gives you house, he gives you children, he gives you everything auspicious. This is the general thing. Then it is stretched. Now people have brought the Lagna together. So in Lagna, there is nothing such as Guru Bala. So as long as Jupiter is not going into the 6, 8, 12 houses, every other house from Lagna, if he goes, it is very good. So naturally, traditionally, I have to tell you, this Jupiter transit, as far as moon is concerned, it is going to be good for Mithuna Lagna. It is going to the 2nd house. It is going to the 11th house for Kanya Lagna. And then for Virchika Lagna, he is going exalted in the 9th. For Makara Lagna, he is going to the 7th. And Meena Lagna is going to the 5th. So this is supposed to be very good. And for whom is he going 6, 8, 12? For Aquarius, it is the 6th house. For Simha, it is the 12th house. And then what do I meet? Simha in the 12th. And then Sagittarius, it is going to the 8th. So these signs are not very good. Rest all it is good. So this is a general say. I think this is what in very beautiful words, descriptions, everybody's telling about this. Anybody wants to add anything to this? And some from the Lagna. Okay. For each Lagna, whichever sign it goes from the Lagna, he is supposed to boost that particular bhava you have. So this is a very general aspects. Anybody wants to say anything about it before we go into it? Deeper aspects about what tradition says and what it is there, and actually we need to see. What else should we see? Tell me.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, it's in Parivartana, but it's also 8 from moon, na?
Yes, 8 from moon. Yes. If you take it from moon, it's 8 from moon. If you take it as what do you say, Parabhava Lagna, no? It is 5th and 10th. The Lagna at the time Jupiter moves 2:25 AM is also Pisces Lagna. So it's involving 5th and 10th. Not only the Parabhava Lagna, Jupiter transiting time is also Pisces Lagna. So something related to Pisces is very strong. And Pisces it's about closures, right? Many completions and many things coming to an end, and already Saturn is sitting down there. But this time Jupiter being very strong, it is very good. So no, I'm saying now you all tell me. But when you look at a chart, how is it going to be good? How is it going to influence each one's sign? Give me your understanding. So accordingly I will answer. It's very important. I need to understand what you all have understood about how to look personally. No mundane horoscope, no history of Jupiter. Now for personal horoscopes, how do we see with your chart? How is this transit? How is it going to be?
Sir, your thoughts on a Jupiter return?
Yeah, we come to that. Not just Jupiter return. Jupiter is going to return not to the natal Jupiter. You have many planets there. So Jupiter will be coming on many other planets.
In an individual's chart, sir.
I'll come. That is very important. I have to give a lot of introduction before coming to Jupiter's return. Yeah, that's very important. Jupiter return we'll definitely touch. But before that, see how to predict what for an individual chart, how is Jupiter in Cancer, how it is going. Do you mean to say Kumbha Lagna people, this is bad for them, it is going to the 6th house? Or maybe they'll have to look out whatever health aspects they have not taken care. Jupiter exalted in the 6th, they should take care. Or Simha Lagna, Simha Rasi people going to the 12th house, lot of finances, maybe Shubha expenses will be there. See, Jupiter is exalted, so it's not going to be bad for many people. Or for Dhanus, it's going to go to the 6th house. So a lot of major transformation. So okay? For Mesha, it is going to the 4th house. So it's about home, buying a house, buying a vehicle. It is going to be. So I think it is the best for a Pisces moon and Pisces moon, right? Pisces moon or Pisces Lagna, the Lagna Lord gets exalted. Or for Kanya Lagna, it is going to the 11th house. Anybody with Kanya Lagna or Kanya moon, it's going to be the best. It's going to the 11th house. And Mithuna Lagna, Mithuna Rasi, it's going to the 2nd house. 7th and 10th Lord going to the 2nd house. So financial boom for both the Mercury Lagnas, it is the best. It is going to the 2nd and 11th. Right? Is this correct? This understanding correct?
Sir, this is correct, but could be incomplete in the sense that we have to also look at...
Yeah, perfectly correct. Right. So this is one aspect. This one aspect is very important. See, you all must come and tell me and talk. So only then from that light I can explain. Because there are so many dimensions from the Parasari, from the Gemini, from the Virgo, the different aspects of understanding a transit. It depends on how you all understand. Only I can bring out that picture. Like you all need to discuss and come out and tell your particular views. So only if there's some discussion about it, I can also talk about it. Or I'll be only telling from one particular angle. Okay. Okay, this is the Guru Bala I told you. Usually in the south, most I think Tamil Nadu, Kerala, everything has one particular slot. Guru Bala. Do you have Guru Bala? Guru Bala, marriage will happen. It doesn't. Many people say, no, you're not getting married. There's no Guru Bala. So how many times Guru Bala will be in once in 12 years? There's only 5 in 12 years. Only 5 times Guru Bala will be there. In the 5th, 2nd, 5th, 7th, 9th, 11th. You got an astrologer. Oh, Guru Bala has come. You're going to get married. No children. 3-4 years. Oh, Guru Bala has come. You're going to get a child. So Jupiter, most of the astrologers, this prediction based on what you say, if you have Guru Bala, everything auspicious will happen. So this Jupiter in, this is a tradition, is there in all classics. Jupiter in the 2nd, 5th, 7th, 9th, 11th from the natal moon is very, very important. Yes, the Lagna doesn't mean you should not see the Lagna. From the Lagna, it is which house it is going, Jupiter's touching. And whether it's going to be good or bad, it is from the natal moon. Right? So you have to blend the Lagna and the moon. where it is going from the Lagna, and from the moon, is it good or bad? It might go in the 11th from the Lagna, but it will be in the 12th from the moon. Let's say Kanya Lagna. Kanya Lagna 11th. So it is supposed to be good. But if he's Simha Rasi, it will be 12th from the moon. So you cannot, without taking Lagna only from the moon, or without taking moon only from the Lagna, this is an incomplete picture. So the first important aspect, understand the moon from the Lagna and the moon. The Lagna is just the promise. Where Jupiter is, what it is going to do is just the promise. Whether it is good or bad, it is from the moon. So this is the first, a very, very important lesson. And this by itself is not complete. This is just the start. You have to start. So don't only say only from the Lagna. I'm Kanya Lagna, it came in the 11th. I am Rishabha Lagna, it came in the 2nd house. Nothing it gave me. Jupiter, you should not complain if you do not see it from the moon. Okay, what is missing? Next, what is the next most important thing missing in the when we do an analysis? Is this enough? Only seeing from Lagna and moon, is it enough?
Also from Jupiter.
Jupiter, yeah.
Yes. One more aspect, where it is moving from Jupiter is very, very important. Is Jupiter moving to the 11th from it, 6th from it, 8th from it? Matters or not. That can change the complete aspect of the prediction. Yes, that is one more very aspect. But there is something more crucial about the prediction. What is the heart of the whole prediction? What is about? You can still have it in the 2nd. You can have it. Let's say somebody is Kanya Lagna, moon in Mithuna. So it is 11th from Lagna, 2nd from the moon. And still this can be a very bad transit. How? Why? What is missing? This particular transit is entering Cancer. So how is moon in your horoscope? Where is moon in your horoscope? That particular house only it's going to get strengthened. So without looking at moon strength, just looking at Jupiter entering Cancer will not do anything. Where is Cancer? Where is moon in your horoscope? That is the most important aspect of the whole transit. The sign lord of a planet which transit is what is the most important. If moon is placed well in your horoscope, whichever sign Jupiter goes, Jupiter can go 6, 8, it can go bad, anywhere it can go. But if moon is placed well in your chart, this transit will be good. And it's not complete. It's just one aspect. I'm giving you one by one different perspective. So look at in your horoscope, where is moon placed? If moon is in a Kendra Kona, other than 6, 8, 12 houses, whatever sign Jupiter goes, it is going to give the effect of where moon is in your horoscope. So you have a strong, good moon, this transit is good for you. This is one aspect. Okay, I'm just giving you one by one. So I'm just giving you one by one how to look into the Jupiter's transit.
Excuse me, sir. If Jupiter, if even Lagna and moon is also good also, but Jupiter with Mars more time, stable more time. Jupiter Mars Ketu connection is more time, more than 6 months in this year. So we cannot aspect only Jupiter.
Yes, the conjunction which it happens matters a lot, and which sign it is happening. Which side it matters. I'm coming one by one. I've not touched your natal planets yet. I'm coming one by one. I'm coming to only the sign lot. Okay. To the sign lot. So it's very important. Look at your horoscope. Look at where is Lagna, where is moon, where is Jupiter. From Jupiter, where is Jupiter moving? Most important, where is moon in your horoscope? Depending on moon, Jupiter's complete Jupiter's effect. See, this for mundane horoscope is different, but for your personal horoscope, if moon is well placed in your horoscope, this transit is going to be very, very important. Okay. So far clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's move into, Murti Nirnaya. This is very, very important. Murti. I think most of you all know what is Murti Nirnaya. And on the day of Jupiter's transit, any planet's transit, where is moon will change the quality of the transit. So if moon is in 1, 6, 11, what is it from moon? If it is 1, 6, 11, it's going to be Swarna. It is gold, full delivery. It is Rajita, silver. If Jupiter is in 2, 5, 9, it is 75% strong. It is Tamra 3, 7, and 10 is 50%. It is Loha if it is in 4, 8, 12. So where is not yet your natal Jupiter? It is the transit moon. Where is moon? That is very, very important. Okay. this is one aspect. This, what is, I'm not giving too much importance to this, but there is one school which gives a lot of importance to the Murti. I've calculated the whole thing for each sign. For Gemini, it is in the second house. Scorpio, ninth house. So what is the Rajita? Gemini, what it is Rajita. Scorpio, it is Rajita. So these three are Rajita. For Taurus, Libra, Capricorn, it is Tamra. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, it is Loha. Cancer, Virgo, it is Swarna. So this is one aspect. I'm not very satisfied with this aspect, but there is one analysis which gives Murti Nirnaya. That's not it. I'm not saying this does not work. This is just one way of understanding the perspective, but there's something else more deeper into it. So this is one aspect. You can take the Murti Nirnaya also in work. Then when there is something happening, there is something called Veda and Viparita Veda. When Jupiter, we put it over here. So when Jupiter is in the, okay, when second, no planet must be in the 12th. Okay, in the 5th, no planet must be in the 4th. If Jupiter is in the 7th from your Lagna or moon, no planet must be in the 3rd. So this, it should not be in a Veda. Viparita is cutting in the negativity. So you need to check up whether this is personal for your horoscope only. Whether Jupiter is good or bad, is there a Veda or Viparita Veda falling? So you must check it up. I can't bring a general. This you must follow the rule. Whether Jupiter is to give good or bad, is it blocked or it is giving fully results? So you have to check up the Veda and Viparita. This is for all planets. So Jupiter becomes very, very important. Let's say example, Meena Rasi or Meena Lagna, Jupiter is moving to the 5th house. When you have now Sun moving to Gemini, it will be under Veda, it will be checked. So Jupiter cannot give good results as long as there is a planet in Mithuna. Okay, then we come Ashtavarka. So it is very important. What is the Ashtavarka you all have in Cancer? In case you have a good Ashtavarka, that is a natural way of strength to understand how important is the Ashtavarka. If you all have 30 and above, or 27 and above, so or some people have 40. I've seen, I think Rajiv Gandhi have 51 Ashtavarkas. So if you have a very good Ashtavarka, it is actually very, very strong and auspicious. So Ashtavarka, for any transit, the Ashtavarka must also be taken. If you have very low Ashtavarka, less than 20, this is one aspect of also strength, checking the strength of Jupiter. Okay, very important, more than the strength of Jupiter, the houses Jupiter aspects becomes very important. So some people say there is a shloka which says Jupiter spoils the house he enters and he booms and blesses and he progresses the houses he aspects. Now he's going to go in 2 signs. Okay, so he'll be aspecting 6 signs of the zodiac. Within 6 months, he'll be aspecting 6 signs of the zodiac. So he'll be in 1 sign aspecting 3. So 4 and 4, 8 signs. So what now you have to see what are the signs he's not aspecting. So in the 12 signs of the zodiac, he's influencing 8 signs he's influencing. So he enters Kataka, he aspects all the watery signs, right? He enters water, all the watery signs will be charged. Scorpio, Meena is already in, so all are charged, and Capricorn, he will be aspecting. So every Bhava, every planet, every sign, not only the house he enters, every planet or Bhava is going to get moved. So Jupiter, not only the sign he goes is blessed, more powerful is what I say, the signs he aspects, any dosha in the horoscope you'll have. In transit, every time Jupiter comes to the particular sign, he changes the dosha. No remedial measures is more powerful than Jupiter coming and you have a health issue, you're suffering for a while. Jupiter comes and aspects the Bhava which is being afflicted, it changes. A married life problem, no children, you have an affliction, 5th house, Ketu, Saturn. Moment Jupiter comes and aspects the sign, you will get a child. So it's very, very important just to do not understand Jupiter's transit only from Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter is aspecting 3 signs is very, very important. And this time it is an Adichara. So Jupiter enters Leo. From there, the 3 fire signs plus Aquarius is also going to be benefit. So within 6 months, within 6 months, you have 8 signs Jupiter is going to influence. This is a very rare thing. When Jupiter influences, with especially being exalted an aspect influencing 4 signs. The sign he sits, and an Adichara is going to aspect 4th sign. So water and fire, he charges the water signs and he's going to charge the fire signs with this aspect. I've always seen whenever the biggest of cyclones, water happens when there are too many planets, the big planets are there in the water signs. You already have Saturn and Pisces. Now Jupiter is entering. So you have during the month of October, you have the sun coming to Scorpio. No? Those times you can see water as such. Too many planets, the slow planets joining in water signs cannot be good for the water as such. I know one particular time when there was huge cyclones or tsunami which happened. I think it was when Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, Jupiter, all were in water signs. I've seen major water hazards when these water signs were occupied by these planets. Okay. So the aspect of Jupiter, the grace of God, the grace of Guru. I already told you Jupiter is the most powerful. He's more powerful than Indra, or Indra by itself, which is the king of the gods. In the pantheon of the gods, there is Indra by itself is bereft of strength without Jupiter. The both of them function together. The Adidevata is supposed to be Indra Marutva. Indra, the Maruts, which are the Rudras, together. So what is it? The sign Jupiter aspects going to be very important. So when your horoscope, don't worry where Jupiter is going 6, 8, 6,000, 8,000, 12,000. All of y'all are going to have 4 signs blessed. And this time it is going to be 8 signs Jupiter is going to bless for all of us. Okay. So this is very important. Take the houses which he will remove the blemishes, which is in health, in financial crisis, children, or any other aspects. Jupiter by aspects will change. Okay. And okay, one more addition, how to see is Tarabala. Tarabala is when Jupiter from your Janma Nakshatra moves to the 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th, 9th sign, it is supposed to be good. When Jupiter transits to the 3rd, 5th, 7th sign from your Janma Nakshatra, it can be in Vipat, it can Pratyakara, it can be dangerous. So that can also be seen. So this is not exclusive. This is one more perspective and analysis. Each is a different analysis of looking at it. We just simply don't look at Jupiter going to the 6th is bad, Jupiter going to 8th, Jupiter is coming to the 11th house, it's excellent for you. We just don't run into such things. This is one more aspect we'll have to take. So I have given you for when Jupiter is in Punarvasu, Punarvasu, Vishaga and Purva Bhadrapada, it is Janma. For Aridra Swadis, Satapisha, it is Sampat. For Mirgasya Chitra, Dhanishta, it is Vipat. For Rohini, Astashravana, it is Shema. So I've given the whole thing for each nakshatra when Jupiter is in Punarvasu. I think the very short Jupiter is in Punarvasu. The 4th pada, he is there. Then when he enters Pushya or Tishya. So immediately, which nakshatras are in Janma, Sampat, Vipat, Shema, Pratyak, Sataka, Vata, Mitra, Hara. So this, again, you will have to take it. It can be in the 11th, it can be in the 2nd, it can be in the 9th, but is it also in Sampat, is in Shema, in Sataka? That also must be seen. Is he going to give the results completely? I've always seen moon coming to the Janma Nakshatra, even if it's a good sign, it can be quite dangerous. Janma Guru can be very trying. Jupiter's aspect is very good, but Jupiter entering a particular sign, unless if the sign lord is not well placed or if you don't have a good sign, can disturb the sign very much. So it depends on the sign lord. So here the Tarabala plays a lot of role. If Jupiter is entering a sign, the signs find out there are 3 nakshatras, Punarvasu, Pushya and Aslesha. So these 3 nakshatras from your Janma Nakshatra, from the moon sign, not Lagna Nakshatra, from your moon sign, which nakshatras has Tarabala, which does not have Tarabala, you all must definitely see. So this matters very much for a transit. Okay, Jupiter Aslesha, I've given for Aslesha for all the nakshatras. What does it mean? In case this is your birth nakshatra, when Jupiter is in Aslesha, which is Janma, Sampat, Vipat, Shema, Pratyak, Satak, Vata, Mitra, Paramamitra, you all can understand. There is another one aspect. We need to this is all in the classics, so I'm not going to confusing you. There is something called Nakshatra Angabala. So it is not nakshatra wise. When Jupiter is in Janma, it is supposed to affect the mind and health. 2nd to 5, it is supposed to travel in the right hand. So it is about finance. When 6 to 8 nakshatra from a Janma nakshatra, it is the left hand, it is success. 9th, 11th, the right leg, it gives you travel. 12th to 15th, it's about gains, left leg. Then 16 to 20, it is stomach, enjoyments. It's supposed to be. This is something related to nakshatra, not sign. 21 to 23, it is head, happiness. 24, 25, eye, comforts and vision. 26, 27, the last two nakshatras are it is supposed to be a danger. So it is only the first 26, 27 is supposed to be bad for Jupiter. So this is called nakshatra angabala. So Jupiter transiting from your Janma nakshatra to all the 27 nakshatra, what does it mean? So you have to blend this with the sign and understand what does it mean. So you just can't jump into any particular confusion. Okay, now we come to the natal planets. The Jupiter coming to crossing over natal planets. Again, this is incomplete. You might have Jupiter coming to the 11th house. Jupiter might be coming to your 2nd house. Jupiter coming to the 9th house. But imagine in case in Kataka, somebody has Saturn Ketu, Saturn Rahu, Mars Ketu, Mars Rahu. Two malefics already sitting down there. So can I say 11th from my 2nd, my body say the transit is going to be good for me? Can we say? Tell me. It is very, very important. After the aspect, Jupiter going over a particular planet is more important than the Bhava. My experience, Jupiter rather than the Bhava over a planet is very, very important. Jupiter going Venus will give marriage. Jupiter going over Mercury is going to give you education. Jupiter going over Moon will give travel. Jupiter going over Rahu will give you a foreign travel or relationship, depending on the house. If it is over Ketu spiritualism, it can also be a bereavement also. Jupiter over Saturn professionally is going to be very good. So Jupiter, which planet, sign in Cancer, what planet you are having matters a lot, more than the Bhava also. So it is any planet you have, Jupiter is going to, strengthen that. And it is not only in Cancer, you have any other planet in trine to it, in 5, 7, 9 to it, Jupiter will also influence them. So when Jupiter comes to Cancer, the planet in Cancer, the planet in Scorpio, the planet in Capricorn, and the planet in Pisces, all of them will be influenced. All are charged, fired, activated, because Jupiter with an exalted strength influences all of them. Strongest will be the conjunction. Naturally, the conjunction is going to be the most powerful. Naturally, take the degrees. The degrees with Jupiter, if you have a Venus in Scorpio at 10 degrees, when Jupiter comes to 10 degrees in Cancer, it will have a connection with Venus. So this is very, very important. And in case you are running through a dasa of these two planets simultaneously, it is 100% perfect. The dasa, when a planet connects in transit, the same planet, if it is also appearing in the dasa, this is the perfect triggering firing aspect. One is the transit, 50% complete. Somewhere, if it also is there happening as in dasa and antardasa, it immediately fires. So this is a very, very important planet crossing. And natal, somebody is asking a question. Yes, sure, ma'am, tell me.
Sir, I just wanted to ask if from a long time a person has not been married and going through Jupiter Mahadasha, and especially this transit and going to Venus Bhukti, can that person get married?
No, that I have to look at what are the affliction in the horoscope. No, what doshas it is there. See, Jupiter, Venus coming together is very good. Both are auspicious. What is the strength of Jupiter? What is the strength of Venus? And that matters a lot, right? I do not know the natal positions. Is it very, very strong? Or if it is just mild, not much of an affliction, and Jupiter is going to come and aspect the 7th house, 7th Lord, Shukra. One of them or two of them it aspects, it's going to a good house. It's going to be very, very good. See, two things in transit, Saturn and Jupiter. Both must point to an event. Only then it will happen. Without Jupiter and Saturn both pointing to an event will not happen. Jupiter is the blesses. Saturn must say, okay.
Okay, the karma kark. Okay, thank you,
the
sir.
The karma must become okay by Saturn, and Jupiter must say, yes, I am blessing. Both must be there.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So in the last class, you also mentioned about we should also look from the AL as well.
No, I'll come. I'll come to the progression aspect. I have not touched in that I'll touch the AL aspect also. Virgo Pargaya, I'll touch a little bit on Virgo Pargaya. How much is Virgo Pargaya and the transit will come one by one. I don't want to confuse you with too much of stuffs, and then at least you're happy looking at the TV and somebody says Jupiter's in 11th, and now I confuse you. No, you don't know which. Is Jupiter good for me or bad for me? You should not land confused. So, okay, maybe after the session, you don't need to worry. It could be good, it could be bad, it could be both. So you need not worry about where Jupiter is going now. So through some analysis, it is good, through some analysis, it is bad, or it is mixed. It's a cocktail. So nobody need to scare you, or nobody need to say it is fantastic. So it can be through various analysis and various aspects it can be. At least you will come to that particular conclusion. Okay, natal Jupiter. Natal Jupiter, I think I'll tell it in the Virgo aspect, because it depends when natal Jupiter, which natal Jupiter, first, second, third, fourth. So I have to touch upon Virgo. So is it natal Jupiter coming the first time, second time, every 12 years, 13th year it will come, 13th, 25th, 37th year it will come. So which Jupiter coming to the natal matters a lot. So that I will tell it with the aspect. But when Jupiter coming over a particular planet is the most powerful transit. If you have a planet in Cancer, that is going to be the biggest, most charged planet. And if you are running through the Dasa, Antardasa, or Pratyantar Dasa, one of them, if you have, is enough, it is going to be 100%. If it is Jupiter just touching Venus, it is going to be 50%. If you run one of the periods, what I say, either Jupiter or Venus, it is complete fire. So this is very, very important. Okay. So somewhere the Antardasa also matters. Okay. Okay. Now let's come to something else more deeper. The whole thing is not just seen from Jiva. Okay, this is a very wrong concept of just looking at from, see, this Jupiter is sitting in 30 degrees over there. Okay, when Jupiter is sitting in 30 degrees, do you think the whole picture is going to be there? Okay, just give me 2 minutes. I'll just be back. I'll just reduce this. Ma'am, just pause it. I'll just be back in 2 minutes. Let me start fresh with the session.